y'all, it's Jazz, and today we're gonna hop right into the video. As you can see by the title of this video, I got some things I want to say. I'm so glad you're here today. I really pray that you can take something from this video to help yourself like I help myself. All of these things, everything I'm going to talk about today is going to be so very helpful in helping you change your life, create a better life, create better habits, and just be a better person. I just want to start off by saying, if you knew the old me, you don't really know me anymore, because I have grown so much. I just turned 30 this year. I have gone through a lot of life changes, and it all led me to this place that I am in right now. So if you know me, then you know I have always just been an inspirational type of person. I have always just been a optimistic type of person. I look at the glass half full rather than half empty. The very first thing that I did to change my life was start talking to God more. And I'm not just talking about prayer, I'm talking about building an actual relationship with God. By building my relationship with God, I mean talking to him about how I handle things. So if I was in a certain situation, I was like, man, I really do not like how I handled this situation. Lord, help me to be more like you when I am going through these things, so I can have a different mindset. Talking to God and praying, being intentional with my mindset really helped me to start making a shift in my life. I know as we get older, everybody is just like, I need to get right with God. But for me, I just got tired of the same old things. I was not getting any new results, and you continue to go through those cycles until you decide to do better. I know if I want better, I have to do better, and so it requires me to be better overall. Another change that I went through this past year was throwing myself into a whole different career. That has been something that I have been thinking about and wanting to do for so long, but I never really knew how I wanted to do it. And that role required me to create a whole new version of myself. So just imagine going back to school, 2 little kids, pregnant with my 3rd, moving back home from my comfort zone. Everything changed. That move really forced me to isolate myself and hone in and just grind and get it done. And I'm so glad that it did, because I had to put in so much work to make this whole career change. That took a lot. If you're thinking about starting a new career, I say go for it. You only have one life, and I think that it's very important to chase your goals. Whatever it is for you, do it. If it's going back to school, if you are starting a new career, or if you want to try entrepreneurship, I have done it all. I'm not scared to reinvent myself. I'm gonna do it every time. Like I said, I have an optimistic mindset, so there's nothing that I can't do in my mind. So I don't limit myself. And that's another thing that changed. I had to kind of break away from those limiting beliefs. When you limit your mind to things, like you automatically, like you're telling yourself you can't do it, or there's a limit. And I simply believe the limit does not exist. I can do whatever I put my mind to. I try to instill that into my kids. I try to tell that to everyone around me. If it's something that my friends are telling me that they want to do, I'm like full throttle, like go do it. And I'm sending them inspo, and I'm telling them, hey, this is how you do it, this is what you need to do, like do it. I'm such an advocate for chasing your goals. You don't really know what you're capable of until it's done. I'm not going to ever put myself in a box and think that something is so far-fetched that I can't do it, because my brain is always, the wheels are always spinning. I'm always coming up with something new. I'm always coming up with an idea or a opportunity or a business venture. And hence why I've had multiple businesses, changed my career multiple times, lived in different cities. I am not scared to start over. I'm not scared of change. I'm never gonna settle, and I wouldn't recommend anybody to just be content or stay in this one place because you know their mind is limited to that belief. So this next point is really important, and to this day I'm still working on this. I'm a work in progress. I do not have it all together by any means. I'm not even about to sit up here and act like I do. I just simply try my best. I don't put too much stress on myself. So with that being said, this next thing, which is procrastination, I had to stop procrastinating. I'm a professional. I was, because I'm being delivered as we speak. I was such a procrastinator. I will put off the smallest tasks for whatever reason. It's just because I was being lazy. It's no other way to say it but being lazy. It's really not hard to be successful. It's really not. Little things lead to big things, and big things lead to bigger things. Once I cleared out those tasks, I had more room for newer tasks, and I was like, oh, that literally took me 10 minutes and I've been procrastinating for 2 months. Like, it was bad. Like I said, I'm still work in progress. It's still pending tasks on my to-do list as we speak. I'm making time. I'm not spreading myself thin, and I'm not gonna overwhelm myself. However, I do feel like, which goes into my next point, stop making excuses for myself and stop, oh, give yourself grace. Oh, you're mom of 3 kids. You gotta cook, you gotta clean, you gotta do this, you gotta do that, you gotta go to work. Like, I'm not with the excuses anymore. And my husband will straight up call me out. I can't even be mad. I make excuses for the things that I don't want to do. And it's so funny because when he called me out, I'd be like, I respect that. I respect that. He doesn't do it to make me feel bad. He doesn't do it to hurt my feelings. Like, he does it because I need that. I need that accountability. And sometimes I can't hold myself accountable. So thank you, Lord, for a good husband who actually, you know, notices these things, and he knows me. And so he knows what I need to hear and when I need to hear it. Like, he knows how to say it. So I'm not offended by it. He knows me. So I'm so thankful to have him to hold me accountable in that part of my life, because yeah, I'll make an excuse real quick and I'll be like, I'm so tired. What did you do all day? Why are you tired? It's like mental. It's a mental thing more than anything. And no more excuses. We are done with the excuses. Your future self will thank you. I promise. Now, this step is so important. Well, they're all important. Let me just stop saying this one is so important. When I started prioritizing my self-care, so it used to be I would try to, you know, help everybody do everything. I would try to do everything for everybody. I would just overexert myself, overextend myself, and just overwhelm myself and not have time for myself. And what I started doing was being more intentional with my self-care, whether that be buying myself a cute little pajama set, taking a bath, making myself look presentable. I started eating better, which is another very important thing. Focusing on what you put in your mouth, focusing on working out. When I was working out and I was being consistent, I noticed that I had more energy. I had more get up. I was not making excuses. I was getting up doing it, which since we have moved to this new house, I have not had the opportunity to go to the gym yet, which that's on my to-do list. Like I said, I'm still a work in progress, but I do try to make it a point to get my kids outside. Once I have that momentum going, it's just easy for me to keep at it. And then y'all, once that momentum get going, I'm talking about I'll be done organize the whole house and be like, all right, now what? Like, I have too much energy. So I love that aspect of just focusing on myself, because nobody's gonna come save you. My husband, I used to put a lot of stress on him, like,
I think that you should give me a day off or 2 hours off, or I feel like I deserve.
Even if it's 30 minutes or an hour out of the day, it's not up to him to tell me, okay, you go do this. He does not know when I'm at my wit's end. To him, it looks like I'm frustrated, but to me, I really am overwhelmed. So I learned how to be more gentle with myself, and I'm able to be more present and not frustrated. Being a wife, being a mom, being a working woman, it is not easy. I speak for all moms and wives and working women when I say this. It is not easy. So for this next step, what I did was a combination of these things. I know a lot of people like to journal. I know a lot of people like to listen to podcasts, listen to inspirational videos, listen to ebooks, read. There's a number, meditate, pray. I know I do a combination of all of those things. I recently finished this one ebook. Me and one of my best friends, we were listening to it together, and when I tell you, this book really spoke to me. It spoke to exactly where I am in life. In the book is Woman Evolve by Sarah Jakes Roberts. I finished listening to it. I just felt so full. If you're a woman and you're on your self-discovery journey, your healing journey, if you're on your, you know, bettering yourself journey, this book is for you. It was so good. I found myself just nodding and just agreeing with everything that she was saying. the book was for me. So yeah. I'm about to kind of shift my energy, not even my energy, but this is just like a taboo topic in the Black community, which is trauma, which is, you know, childhood trauma, and just being Black. You know, being Black is very traumatic. We have gone through a lot, and one thing that I have found most helpful for myself is just healing. I did not know how much healing that I needed until I found myself asking questions, checking myself, looking at myself like, so what is it? What is it? So my husband and I did therapy. We did like premarital counseling, which, oh my goodness, that piece of therapy alone was just so eye-opening that it got me to thinking about myself. Although I was in it with him and we were trying to change together, it made me look at myself. In therapy, they ask you these questions and they make you dig deep, and I just started uncovering things that I never even knew I was traumatized from. And that alone, I just feel like everybody need to go to some form of therapy. Some people are like no to therapy, they don't believe in it. I stand by it. Therapy is, it did what it needed to do for me. I would not be one of those people that just sit up here and be like, well, they can't help me. It ain't nothing that she could tell me about myself. Find the right therapist. Find the right therapist, and I promise you, you're gonna be in there crying your eyes out. I'm gonna leave that right there. You know, with overcoming those traumas, with getting rid of those bad habits, I had to create new healthy habits. I had to just let go of all the negativity, all the toxicity, because I was toxic. I used to be so defensive, and I used to blame people for everything. If somebody did something to me, I was very much toxic. Like, I thought I could do no wrong. That's just, it's simply put, I thought I could do no wrong, and boy, was I wrong. I stopped trying to blame everybody for things that were happening to me, and I started to take accountability and to look at myself like, well, it can't be everybody. I was breaking all of these curses. I don't even like to say curses. Breaking all of these cycles. I was like, Lord, please release me from the shackles. Release me from all the bad habits, the negativity. I just hated waking up mad sometimes. Girl, it's 8 o'clock in the morning. Why are you so angry? And that would pour over into my relationships, and that would just make me like be to myself and just make me think certain things of certain people. It was so unnecessary, and I had to realize that I needed to be healed. With not harboring those negative emotions, I had so much more room to be positive, to be happy, and waking up in a good mood, being better for my kids, being better for my husband, being better for myself. Everything that I'm saying is all tied together. Working out, watching what I put in my mouth, and giving my body and giving my brain, and, you know, the things that I was listening to. I'm very particular about, you know, people venting to me, and just because I like to be a listening ear for my friends, but not too much, because I get weighed down and I can't take on everybody's problems. And so for me, it's like I give myself a limit. Like, if I don't feel like talking, I don't answer the phone. If I don't feel like responding in that moment, I don't force myself to show up for other people if I can't show up for myself. Because a lot of times people don't ask you, oh, how are you doing, before they dump onto you. And I'm guilty. Now I don't really have any negativity in my life, like no cap. I don't have negativity in my life. I don't like negative energy. If I'm in a negative space, I have an attitude, I just try to give myself some time. But because I'm human, like, of course I'm human, so, you know, of course sometimes I'm not in the mood, but for the most part I try to be happy. I try to be light. I try to give light. I try to be the peace. I recently took a break from social media, and that alone just gave me so much clarity. I was wasting so much time on social media just scrolling. It'd be like 3 o'clock in the morning. I went down a rabbit hole. I'm on TikTok. I'm on Instagram looking at this. I'm on YouTube watching this person live this lifestyle. It's putting all these things in my head. I can't think, what does Jazz want? I'm not making time for myself because I'm so focused on everybody else. And I took a break. One day I woke up sick of it. I was disgusted with myself. I feel better not in it all the time. Like, I don't let it consume me anymore. I have been sitting here chatting it up with you guys, and I'm so thankful to be here and to just be able to share my journey and be vulnerable. I just always felt like, oh, everything needs to be perfect. You need to have this, you need to have this, in order you need to do this before you can do that. And that's just not how life works. Nothing is perfect, nobody is perfect. So not that I was even comparing myself to anybody, but you know, once I realized that everybody goes through stuff, it's normal. I normalized imperfection, and I just stopped trying to be perfect. I just realized that life happens to everybody, and you can't prevent it. You have to go through it. That's the only way to get to the other side, is to go through it. Everything that I have recently experienced in this past year has prepared me for this moment, and I'm just so happy right now. I'm so at peace. I had to go through all these things in order to be able to sit here today as happy as I am. Last year, I was just like, oh my goodness, the world was over. I just felt like I failed at life. Why me? Why us? This is not how it's supposed to be. I left Atlanta, left my friends. I was forced to sit down and be still. And once I started embracing my obstacles and I started embracing like the change, my life just, it keeps getting better and better and better. I'm so thankful. I just wanted to share with you guys how I changed my life, how I changed my mind, how I overcame trauma, how I healed, how I became the best and am becoming the best version of myself. Don't give up on yourself. Keep going, keep grinding, keep praying, keep journaling, just keep on, keep working out. Sometimes you don't see the results, but the day that you plant the seed is not the day that you reap the harvest. Life is going to get better. I promise you it's going to get better. Just keep at it. Don't go back to your old ways. Don't go back to the negativity. Just don't go back. When you overcome, you will be so glad that you did not give up on yourself. So thank you so much for tuning into this video. Leave me a comment, like this video, be sure to subscribe, and I will see y'all in my next video. Bye.